am so excited to interview Amy, say your last name.
Bonitatibus.
Bonitatibus. She is the Chief Marketing Officer for Chase Home Lending, is that right?
That's
okay.
right.
Cool. And she has led some really interesting initiatives, including the Chase Sapphire Reserve, right?
That was
a while back.
Probably the most fun. No,
that was in 2016.
I know. Was it that long ago already? Yeah. What?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I was all about it. I've got my Chase
there
Sapphire
it is.
right here.
There it is. Did you get the 100,000 points?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Yeah, it was listed as top product.
Yeah. Yeah, Wall Street Journal listed as one of the PR campaigns of the year.
Yeah, so
it was fun.
Huge success. And you're also on a panel and moderating today on reaching millennial homebuyers. So share a little bit about your background and how you came to understand, next generation consumers.
Okay. Well, it's interesting because I started my career in political communications and working on Capitol Hill, press secretary for Hillary Clinton at the time. And then, after campaigning and spending some time in different cities across the country, I thought, I'm going to go get some private or public sector experience, move from public sector to private sector. And my husband was working at Fannie Mae. I got a call from a recruiter at Fannie Mae, and I actually thought they were playing a practical joke. And they're like, "Hi, is this Amy Bonitatibus? This is so-and-so from Fannie Mae." I'm like, very funny. Who is this? She's like, Tammy, recruiter at Fannie Mae. So I thought, I'll just interview, can't hurt, get back in the groove.
Yeah.
And I took the job. The housing market crashed. Long story short, have been in financial services and mortgage for more than a decade now, and it's been fascinating. The mortgage market has gone through a really interesting cycles.
Well, that's an interesting time because it's not only so dramatic in the mortgage industry, but also in 2007 the iPhone came out and we've had this huge digital shift. So how have you navigated communications in such a changing environment?
Yeah, when I stepped into to run marketing for Chase Home Lending 2 years ago now, the evolution even in that period of time has been so dramatic. So really, especially millennial home buyers, they're engaging influencers like you and like others on social media to really start asking questions because the process is, tends to come with anxiety. And they have a lot of they've seen the past and what people have gone through. So they want to come into it educated, which is the good news. Mm-hmm. And they do their homework. So you have to, give them information in a snackable way. Video has tended to perform well. And then they want to engage digitally, so you have to have that digital mortgage product available to them.
Yeah, definitely. And you guys have done some interesting things with Pinterest. So can you talk a little bit about that and what that has looked like?
So the home category is one of Pinterest's biggest categories that they have. It's where people start to, aspire to own. They look at all the different type of houses that they can get. And interestingly, they've had in recent years the type of homes that millennials, but really all people are buying, they're really fascinating. The tiny home phenomenon is real.
Yeah. Talk a little bit more about that. How has that changed?
So I had mentioned how people want to get into a home that they can afford. They don't want to have to worry about what some of their neighbors, relatives, and others had experienced years ago. So for them, they just want to get into a home that is a starter home. They find it they find it exciting to make improvements to the home and really make it theirs, but to also be able to experience everything else they want to do, which for the younger generation is travel. They love travel, they love entertaining. And so they're looking at tiny homes, they're looking at these, more bungalow type homes, and then they get in there and fill it with decor and just really customize it for them and their needs.
Which is where Pinterest
comes in. And so last year, Pinterest launched an API that allowed us to plug in with them, whereby a consumer would come on and answer 4 questions. What kind of renovation are you looking to make? How are you looking to finance it? How much are you looking to spend? And once they input those and answer those questions, we'll serve them up a custom board brought to them by Drew and Jonathan Scott, the Property Brothers, who we've teamed up with for the last several years. And then they start to engage with it, and either they come to us and ask for information on financing, or again, for us, it's more just education purpose. Here's what you can do with this amount of money, and here's some of the options to make this dream a reality.
And that site is so cool. I
Isn't
played
it?
with that last
Yeah.
night, and I mean, it is you get a custom
Board.
and
Yeah.
it's really fun to play with. So, what is the website to go to for that?
You can actually start on Pinterest, or
Okay.
you can come to chase.com, and we have a home lending category that pops right up. And
I found it through there. It was
Yeah.
really interesting. It shows you the importance of customizing and meeting
Yeah.
people where they are. So you mentioned that millennials love to travel.
They do.
And Chase came out with some things associated with points and the credit card. Can you talk a little bit about
Yeah,
that?
sure. So you had talked about the Sapphire Reserve card. In 2016, we knew this card would be exciting because it was a time, and it still is, where Airbnb and Uber, I mean, that's everyone's, daily life when they're looking to go away, when they're looking to go to work, whatever it may be. And there were really no cards that rewarded for those economy sharing brands. We came out with Sapphire Reserve and essentially said you'll get 3 times points on any type of travel. It can be a toll, it can be a bus, it can be an Uber, a Lyft. And you saw the excitement that came with that brand and with that card. Well, we said, and why does card always have to be the sexy one? Well, mortgage is sexy, owning a home is sexy. So let's tie a reward of being able to travel and getting points with buying a home. And that's what we did. So the first year we had a test of 100,000, and we're continuing that in both last year and this year with 75,000 points for getting a new mortgage with Chase if you're a Sapphire Reserve card holder.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it appeals to that value of travel and shows that you can own a home, buy a home, and still be someone who travels.
And honestly, for us, it's more just a way of saying thank you for being a Chase customer.
yeah.
And it extends across to all of our products.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
it's fun. It's fun.
Cool. Well, to wrap up the interview,
Yeah.
as a woman of influence and arguably one of the most influential women in housing, share with us what you find to be most empowering to you.
For me, I laugh because I talked about that, my kind of segue into housing. And I mean, admittedly, my first mortgage was interest only. So I'm embarrassed to admit that. But the good news is I'm still owned today, and it all worked out fine. But it's almost laughable that I ever thought I'd be an expert in mortgage, and now when family and friends call me, I still laugh. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm advising on a 30-year fix or a 7-year arm. What happened to me? But it's exciting, and I think now that we're seeing millennials as the largest home buyer population, I'm really excited because everything that I've learned and studied over the last decade, I can now bring to life in a really exciting way. Because the reality is, even though millennials are the largest home buyer, everyone aspires to be a millennial, right? I aspire to be a millennial. And so what we have found is what interests them interests all generations. So whether it's rewards or other benefits. So for me, it's bringing these insights to life, and I've got the benefit of an amazing team, but where I can really come in and help them is just to kind of close.
Yeah. So
if they hit a wall, or if we're kind of stuck on a point, I'll come in, kind of close on it, and and we'll see. Hopefully it continues to work.
Yeah. Well, this is exciting stuff, and we've got more to talk about later today.
I know,
We're
excited.
at Agent 2021 and at the Hard Rock Stadium. So it's gonna be a fun day and a fun panel later today talking about
Looking
millennial
forward to it.
ownership.
Thanks, Kristen.
Thanks for the interview.